Welcome back, everybody. Sandy in the house.
This is Skiller Sauce. That's Ken.
And thank God we're back on the air. Yeah, we had a little come to Jesus talk with you folks last segment, and yeah, it's gonna be a big one.
There was a lot of coming with Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's sick.
But now we have a story here about a woman who probably needs her some Jesus.
This is really disturbing to me, but this
apparently, and you know what? I actually remember when this story came out. I think it was either early this year or late last year. And I don't know. I just thought it was another piece of sick shit that I didn't give a fuck about. But
no, this is.
I'm more interested now. Yeah. Apparently, there was a mom, who made a sex tape with her 16-year-old son.
She got big jugs.
They're all right. We'll be looking at it in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So basically, she was separated from her son at 1 year old, and then 15 years later, she decided to look for him. I think on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
Right? And she found him, and then started sending him inappropriate pictures of herself. And then this led to
those pictures up of this crazy woman.
Yeah, if you can get the pictures up of this chick.
Yeah.
She started sending inappropriate pictures of herself, and then naked pictures of herself.
Yeah.
And then they started having dirty talk on Facebook. And then they ended up fucking. And he had a phone camera, and he took video of his mom sucking his dick,
blazing him off, topping him off.
Now, again, this is just regular filth to me, except that she claims innocence. Her defense is genetic attraction. And I had to go look that up, and apparently this is something that is real. But before I get into that, was there something you had to say?
Once again, why the fuck are you going to do this on Facebook?
Oh, right. For those faithful Insanity Check fans, if you remember way back to the beginning, Dre hates Facebook.
I hate Facebook. I hate all this narcissistic, stupid shit. And if you're going to do something that can possibly land you in jail for 4 years, do not put it up on Facebook. Why would you do that?
I think that has something to do with her being a sick fuck. And, you know, he's 16.
No, she's sick. She's definitely a sick, fucking crazy bitch, but she's stupid as well.
Well, yeah, usually it kind of goes hand in hand. So, yeah, so they busted this chick. They found them in a motel room. And this, like I said, this happened several months ago. The court case came through, and she's going to jail for over 4 years now.
They don't have the pictures of her. I guess that's what the fuck. They can't do that. It would be child pornography. You can't even. They can't even post the pictures of her.
So
she's fucking her own son underage.
But let me.
Dre, you can't even open the mail.
I know.
Because then you're like.
Yeah. You
can't even. You're a pedophile.
Even if it's on your hard drive, it's just completely just over with.
So again, her defense is genetic attraction. Now, I went to Wikipedia, and there is such a thing called genetic sexual attraction. And what genetic sexual attraction is a term that describes a phenomenon of sexual attraction between close relatives such as siblings, first and second cousins, or a parent and offspring who meet as adults. And I don't know, and apparently, obviously, this would be classified as a scenario as such, because again, she had the kid. A year later, she broke out. The kid was with the father, so apparently there was some separation. He took full custody, and then she decided she wanted to see the kid, and I guess then she decided she wanted to see his nutsack as well. Fortunately, it wasn't 100 pounds, so that's probably why he got some.
But I mean, this sounds like some. Who came up with this shit? Was some hillbilly? Somebody that wanted to have an excuse to fuck their sister and mama?
They said that it's a recent.
Everything is fucking recent.
It's classified.
They need to always put a term to some shit. Everything is recent. That's some bullshit.
But Wikipedia also has historic instances where this has been the case, and I will read you them. There's only like 4 of them. And actually, the first one, I remember hearing this story.
Okay.
A brother and sister couple in Germany, the Stutbings, fought their country's anti-incest laws. They grew up separately, met as adults, and have 4 children together.
All of them probably look like the Toxic Avenger.
And you know, the funny thing that you say that is that I've read several years ago that is sort of like almost like a myth, that mutations due to incest is not as prevalent. Like everyone thought that if you fucked your sister and got her pregnant, you
come out with a homunculus.
Would look like Stonehenge and shit. But apparently this is not the case. At least I think it either has to be repetitive inbreeding or something like that. But anyway, so they lost their appeal to the German courts, and I guess whatever their outcome was the outcome. Then Catherine Harrison published a memoir in the 1990s regarding her 4-year incestual relationship with her biological father, whom she had not seen for almost 20 years prior to the beginning of their relationship. It's titled The Kiss. So if you want to go check that out and get your rocks off, you nasty motherfuckers, feel free and go ahead. A couple in South Africa who had been together for 5 years and are expecting a child discovered that they are brother and sister just before their wedding. They were raised up separately and met as adults in college.
See, that's a little bit different because they didn't know, but still.
But I'll explain, there's an explanation for all of this stuff. Lastly, Gary Ryan at 18 left his pregnant girlfriend and moved to America. The daughter, Penny Lawrence, grew up and later set out to find her missing father. When they met, they both felt an immediate sexual attraction.
Really?
Then they lived together as a couple, and as of April 2012, were expecting their first child together. So, again, according to these studies, supposedly there's a genetic attraction that we have instinctually to people that look like us. We seek out similarities. So this could be one explanation of why, if you saw someone who might have, your same snossage or some shit like that, you might be like, there's a hot piece of ass. Another thing is that, of course, what other genetic similarities, like with twins, twins who were separated at birth, and it turns out they both like hiking and they both like logging and they both like gonzo porn, shit like that might be a genetic link. And again, if you meet the person, and if you're not twins, obviously, and you meet a person and they just happen to share all of these things, obviously that's a connector that could be a basis of a relationship. But obviously, yes, finding out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Seeking out your son, and then you're like, wow, my son's grown up and he has a nice trunk.
Yeah, so
you're an animal. And not to mention, it would be something even different if she did it even 5 years after that. The son was 21.
21. I mean, the fact that this is the kid is 16. So not only is she blazing off her son, she's blazing off a minor, and she's actually filming this shit. And I mean, this is completely unholy. This is completely unholy. These motherfuckers trying to summon the devil himself. That's all this was.
I don't know if it was found on his phone. I don't know if yes, chances. I didn't see the footage, so I don't know if she's like
she was down with the shit because first of all, she was sending him nude pictures and stuff for herself, so she didn't mind the fact that.
I guess if you're gonna fuck your son, you may as well.
Literally, probably rested that camera phone on her nose bridge. This is disgusting. This is fucking. This woman. I mean. Jail is not good enough for a person like this. This is another one of those scenarios where I'm like, we really need to have, just ring that triangle and have the executioner come around the corner real slow, dragging that axe against the ground and just embed that shit right in the middle of this woman's forehead because this is a fucking monster. This person's a monster. I don't believe that genetic shit, that's just kind of stuff that's, to get you away from the gas chamber. Oh, I have a genetic.
You know what? I'm glad, other than hearing that, I have an alcohol problem or, I was on drugs.
But there's always an excuse. There's always some term or some fucking case someplace with someone, it wasn't me. It was some disorder. No, bitch. It was you. You did that. The disorder didn't suck off your son. You did. You understand? And then let him feel. Go into motels with your son. Probably. I'm like, what the fuck? But
and I understand. This is totally her responsibility, totally fault. But
this is bad parenting, by the way. Yeah, this is atrocious parenting.
Yeah, Mrs. Brady, she is not.
This is awful.
But still, give a quick thought to the kid, though. I mean, the kid knew that this was his mom. I mean, I understand you don't know this woman and all that shit, but
that's true.
It's your
because
mom.
She has obviously been steeped in insanity for a while. But this guy, what happened to him when he first met her, and then was like, "Holy shit, hey mom, I haven't seen you in a while, and look at your ass." And let's just, they're both fucked up.
Yeah.
They're both fucked up, but still, we don't know if, look, dude is 16, probably with pimple face, braces, whatever.
No, I dig that.
She probably was very sexually aggressive towards the guy. I mean, I don't know how the whole courtship went, but if you're 16, you're not prepared for this kind of shit. How can you even, but still in all, to me, I'm thinking you should still be like, God, this is my
at least
mom's
tell
side.
your dad, man, like, yo, dad,
Dad, mommy is crazy. Mom's in a fucking G-string and fucking shaking it for me on the fucking, Facebook, on Tango and all this other kind of shit.
and all I had was $2, and I don't have that anymore.
This is ridiculous. So
Up the allowance, Dad. Up the allowance. I need some more cash.
and how did she
Mom's a hot piece.
How did she make it? I mean, where was this kid's father? Where was this kid's father? Because how did she make it to jail? How did this bitch make it to jail? How did she get?
Well, come on, man. You know these folks. They don't believe in street justice, man. It's always let I think how they were caught was someone in the family saw the Facebook store.
Fucking Facebook. And they just went and soaked her up. But I mean, this is this is so bad on so many different levels. I mean, first of all, this whole Facebook portal, this goddamn incest, this fucking rape. This is a fucked up story. I mean, speaking of rape, we're gonna keep with this raping theme. Where the fuck is this raping shit at, man? So this is something that's kind of interesting. Could you throw up the photograph of this dude? Okay, so this is, I really don't know how to deal with this. This man was arrested for not having sex with a 17-year-old, because he did have sex with a 17-year-old, and in the state of Illinois, it's legal to have sex with a 17-year-old. But like most people these days, he wanted to, film it and add another element to the nasty debauchery. And he took photographs of the act, and they busted him for child pornography. So it's sort of like this is really strange.
Was that the actual?
Well, yeah, because you can't take the see, look. Child pornographic statute is unconstitutional.
Yeah, that's stupid.
So
it doesn't make any sense.
She could, literally go right outside to the courthouse and tell everybody involved, I just finished taking piping hot dick in the ass by my 32-year-old boyfriend. He did me every kind of way, soaked me down, everything. No problem. But the fact that he snapped a photograph of the dirty deed, and he didn't try to sell the photograph or anything like that. He didn't try and sell it. He didn't try and market it in any way. But the fact that he took a photograph of it, now all of a sudden he's broken the law. And that seems to be absolutely...
Because how could you possibly... I mean, I'm assuming... So are they saying it's okay to fuck minors?
Well, no. 17 is legal there.
So then how is she...
This is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't make sense. The age for being able to be photographed is 18. The age to be able to take hot dick is 17.
Yeah, they need to. That must be a typo. They screwed that completely up.
Well, that typo is going to get this dude some time, because this dude is sentenced to 8 years in prison. They
did it already?
Yeah, this dude was convicted and sentenced for 8 years. I mean, but he's appealing and everything. But they said in a 5-2 ruling on Thursday, the higher court upheld his conviction and his sentence. That's just stupid. That is just one of those things that literally makes you go, that is insane to me. I can't even understand this. Either just make no sex or anything with a 17-year-old. Just make it straight across the board. And when you're 18, you could do whatever you want to do. But how can you get fucked at 17 and broadcast it to the whole world and say, hey, this is what I just finished doing with my man. But if you take a picture of it, all of a sudden that's 8 years. And now this guy is going to go in jail and get totally torn up. He's going to get disemboweled with fucking mouth hangers and everything, because he's a goddamn rapist.
And I'm glad you said that, because we are actually out of time. We have to leave. But I just want to leave on a note, and I want to give a shout out to Jerry Sandusky.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You got convicted. You're going to jail. You're going to die in jail, and hopefully you get ass raped every
he's
single
gonna
day.
Die of dixiation.
Twice on Sundays and 3 times on Father's Day. You sick, disgusting motherfucker.
Fucked over the slop sink. He's a dead man. He's a dead man. He's a dead man on his knees. He's done.
That is Insanity Check, folks. We will be back next week. Catch us on Insanity Check Radio on YouTube, Insanity Check 12 on Twitter, and Insanity Check on Facebook. We are out.
Peace. Take care.